Hey folks, it's just that easy. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you do it yourself. He can turn your little shack into a first-class castle. Save you time and money and a great big hassle. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you sand it down, you paint it brown, you measure twice, you cut it once. It's just that easy.
Good day, folks, and welcome to the webcast AskShell.com. My name is Shell Busey. Looking very much forward to a great show with you today with your emails that you've sent into the show relevant to your membership on my Shell Busey Housemart Club. And today, there's a number of things that we'd like to bring to your attention. There's obviously the home improvement information that we send out to you via the answers that I have for emails that you've sent in. And incidentally, folks, emails that I receive here in my office from you, the club member of the Shell Busey Housemart Club, are selected by the management and staff, including myself here at the Housemart office. Why we do that? That way we keep a good variety of questions and good inquiries that help you as well as many others in our webcast and also our club membership. So today we have some tickets to give away for the upcoming home show. That's a good one, so you'll better stay tuned for that one. Or you may want to, when you're viewing this show later on during the week, by all means, call the information number that we're going to be giving to you in order to get it to going. We'd also like to say Gong Hei Far Choi to our Chinese listeners for the upcoming Year of the Snake. And hey, Chinese New Year's, and we like to recognize that as well because there's many friends and the family members that are part of the Housemart Club. Also, keep in mind, tell a friend, let them know that we do have this Ask Shell webcast every Sunday, a new show beginning at 9 a.m., just like it did a few moments ago. And also keep in mind, if you don't get to the show on the Sunday at 9 a.m., you can pull it out of the library at any time on our website at askshell.com. Okay, so with me today we have our producer, Jim Ballard, our son-in-law, and he's at the controls, and also my manager, Michael Gibson, the manager of the Shell Busey Housemart Home Services Referral Network. And one of these shows we are going to be giving a full update as to what the referral network, again, is really all about. Because I know there's still some inquiries out there from people saying, what really is a referral network? Well, we'll get around to that again, but I know there's thousands of you that do know the reasoning of the term referral and also the services by hundreds of service trades across Western Canada and certainly throughout the greater Vancouver area, helping you get the job done properly and certainly to your requirements by contract and by licensed and certainly certified service trades. Okay, and also, as you know, the whole website, our AskShell.com show, our Ask Shell, the Shell Busey Housemart Club, all of that's free because we want to make this service for you as reasonable as possible. We can't get much more reasonable than free, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, well, let's introduce my manager again, Michael Gibson, and we'll get into our emails that you've sent to me and emails that require answers. And answers, I'm sure, will help you. Mike?
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have you with us. And we'll get right into the questions. So the first question we have, Shaw, from our Housemart Club member is, over the last 2 weeks, the plumbing has started to gurgle and bubble. The toilet has bubbles or burps. This happens at any time, but I think it happens when there's activity on the plumbing system. Sometimes it happens when nothing is happening water-wise. Other drains are also making bubbling sounds. It's a house with a septic tank and a pump-out ejector system. They purchased the house in the summer, so there's no history of this experience before. It's not the summer now, obviously. And it's been added on many times, many different plumbing additions, kitchens, bathrooms, sinks, toilets, and they're not sure what it is. So what's a possible cause for their concern there, Shell?
Thanks, Mike. And, folks, when you get the burping sounds or the different uh, noise of washing water in a drain, for an example, these are areas that are really starving for air. And the air that's being starved out of the system is air that's coming down or out your vent stacks. That's the plastic pipe, the ABS plastic pipe that's on your roof. It's around 2 inches in diameter, normally projecting out of the roof about 12 inches to 18 inches. Sometimes back in the prairie area where it's very, very cold in the wintertime, they may be snug with the roof line or the roof shingle or flashing. But what it's telling you when you hear a gurgle, one, it may be a trap that is dry. Now, for example, there may be a sink or a basin or a bathtub or a shower or a floor drain. Some of these areas that have never been used for many, many weeks or possibly even months. And what happens, they evaporate. They go dry. So therefore, when you do flush a toilet, you will get that gurgling sound because there's no damper, so to speak, or no muffler in place because there's no water in the trap. So if you've got any traps throughout the house that have not been maintained with at least a liter of water being poured down them, then it's something that you should look very seriously at, making that a habit to do. For example, if you're snowbirds and you go away for a few months in the wintertime, then you should have somebody there to maintain it. Or you can take mineral oil, for an example, and make sure the trap is full of water. Pour into the trap about an ounce of mineral oil. That will put a scum on the water, slowing down and possibly even stopping any evaporation. So that's a tip. Now, as far as a toilet gurgling, it sounds to me as though that may be the culprit. That's the line or that's the sewage run to your septic tank that's telling you that there's not enough air in the system to allow that to make its way to the septic tank in this case, or to the sanitary sewer line in a city or town or village where there is a pressurized sanitary sewer system. So air being starved out of the system will give you that gurgling sound as well. You might have changed the toilet. There's a lot of the new toilets now that have more of that almost a vacuum system that sucks the sewage out of the bowl through a hydraulic process in the tank. You may have a sink that has something down it. It may be a sink that has a carburetor. It may be a basin in the bathroom or a tub or a shower that has a blockage of air because of the where the TY, and that's where the horizontal pipe runs into the vertical pipe that eventually finds its way out to your septic tank. All of those areas may be full of hair, so therefore the system needs a real good cleaning out. All of that being said, plumbers are not necessarily inclined to go out on that type of call if you were to make that reference to them. I think basically my suggestion would be call a plumber and say there's a problem with a flushing mechanism, and then from that point, when they come out, they're going to be looking at that particular presence of starvation of air. Okay, so that's something that will happen if air is the problem. You may have 2 or 3 stacks on the roof line, for example. You could have 2 vent stacks, 3 vent stacks, depending on how many bathrooms and where they may have tied the venting system together. So gurgling water, starvation of water, poor flushing mechanism, and don't go without possibly looking at the potential of even the septic tank itself requiring a cleaning or the lateral line to the tank. So there's all the areas you can look at, and you can certainly make that reference to the plumber. So I hope that helps out. Thanks very much for that email from a club member. Mike?
Okay, on that note, we'll take our first break. When we come back, we have a question from a customer and a homeowner who has white and brown stripes coming down the outside of their home. So please stay with us, and we'll be right back.
And now, Ask Shell, brought to you by Springs RV Resort, a proud member of Shell Buzzy's House Smart Home Services.
Folks, it has been 1 year since Frankie and I bought our own RV lot at the Springs RV Resort in Harrison Hot Springs. That's right, we bought our own lot, built a beautiful deck and gazebo, and have had a wonderful summer. Our kids and grandkids love how close we are. In less than an hour, they can make it out to visit us, splashing in the heated pool or relaxing by the fire. The Springs RV Resort is rated one of the top RV resorts in North America, and now we know why. The amenities are first class, from the spa-like bathrooms to the beautiful gardens. But don't wait till next summer to purchase or rent your own RV lot. The resort is over 70% sold, so right now is the time to buy. Folks, visit the Springs RV Resort in Harrison for a tour and ask about their special fall pricing, or visit online at springsrv.com.
Yeah, welcome back, folks. Thanks for being with us again today. We'll get right back into the questions. So as I alluded before the break, we have a question from a homeowner who has some brown stripes and stains coming down the outside of their house. So the question starts with, for the past couple of winter seasons, we're seeing brown stripes coming down from our siding vent holes, and only on the west and north side of the house. Do you know what could be causing the problem, and how do we fix the problem? And it should be noted that their house is a completely vaulted ceiling. So what can they do to resolve this problem, Shell?
Mike, that is a question that comes up from time to time, and it's a very good one, especially when we are dealing with the likes of vinyl siding, aluminum siding, steel siding, and they did make reference to the vent holes, so it's got to be one of those three. And that particular area of the siding, being on the north and the west side certainly indicates that you would have pretty well all-day sun. And all-day sun, even though it may be very cold, you still have that radiant heat of the sun rays beating down on the siding. The other one being the north side, that's your coldest wall, and the coldest wall, if you have anything forming in underneath the siding, then obviously throughout the day, it's going to eventually cause the concern. The concern, here it is. What it is, folks, it's in underneath your vinyl siding, metal siding, you'll have tar paper. Tar paper may or may not be applied with properly sealed nails, meaning galvanized nails. And if they are common nails, steel with no galvanization on them, then you will get air leakage from the home getting out into the wall cavity, which will eventually find its way out behind the tar paper, trying to get out. It will get out eventually between the tar paper seams, and now it's out on the face of the tar paper in behind the siding, where the condensation will form, possibly even form ice, and it will eventually melt through the radiant heat waves of the sun. And when that happens, the nail and the tar paper, the brown asphalt base of the tar paper, a lot of people call it black, but it's actually brown if you look at it very closely. Then you get the rust from the nail, you get the brown from the tar paper, and then the melting of the ice that forms because of the air leakage of moisture in the form of relative humidity from inside the home. You'll get that air forming ice, melting, and then running out the vent holes. And you know what happens there? You get that brown and white staining forming on the outside of your siding. You'll notice this as well readily on the north side because it's the coldest wall. And also another area that you'll find this is on possibly even stucco, depending on the color of the stucco. It'll show up, or you'll get it showing on wood painted siding. And the reason for that is that you'll get it forming stud marks. And if you look at a home on a cold morning, you'll see frost forming on the walls of the home, but not where the studs are. So you'll see the studs, that's your vertical 2x4s or 2x6s in the home on that wall. You'll see it. You'll also see it on the roof. You'll see the rafters or the trusses showing up. That's all indications of air leakage within the home through the wall or through the ceiling cavity into the attic cavity or into the wall cavity, and then trying to get out causing that that ice or the condensation, and then the aftermath, which in this case was the brown marks or the white marks on the siding. So there you have it. It's just that easy to identify, but draft proofing is what you want. Mike?
Okay, we have another question here, Shell. When replacing a laminate countertop with quartz using the same cupboards, are there any special considerations they need to account for due to the extra weight of the quartz countertop?
Absolutely not. The quartz material today, you're normally looking at anywhere from 1/4 to 5/16 to 3/8 of an inch in thickness, depending on the branding of the product itself. You will find that it's a little more difficult putting the type of quartz countertopping over top of, say, what we relate to as the post-formed countertops. Those are the ones with the round front and the rounded back. But they do have ways of shaving the round no-drip edge down with electric planes or electric machines that make it flat, so therefore they can mount it on top. Some people will take the old countertops off and then put new plywood down to put the quartz on. But you know, that all is relevant to the type of backsplash. If you've got ceramic tile and the ceramic tile is in extremely good shape and you're happy with it, then why take it off? Because your quartz now can be applied to the existing after doing the proper preparation, and it won't interfere because they'll be coming and butting into the vertical backsplash, and as well capping over the splash at the back of the countertop if it is the rounded type. Even if it's not rounded, if it is of the square edge type of skirting backsplash, they will go up over that and then up against the your ceramic or whatever type of backsplashing material, and they'll be able to caulk at that point. Keep in mind, it does make reference as well to your sink, because you'll replace possibly your stainless steel sink for a undermount sink, and that undermount sink could be stainless steel or it could be quartz as well. So all of these things taken into consideration. But the answer to your initial question, even though I did ramble a bit there, giving you some ideas what to look for, you don't require any extra support to support the weight factor of the actual quartz material itself. So it's quite adequate for that. Just before I go, I know we're getting close to a break here. I would like to make reference, folks, that February the 11th, that's Monday, tomorrow, is a holiday. That's our new holiday called Family Day throughout Canada. And that is an area, I guess, no, I'm sorry, that's BC Family Day, isn't it? So therefore, it'll depend if you do have a family day or a holiday in February that will be provincially announced, which we did announce some time ago that this particular day, Monday, February the 11th, would be BC Family Day. Our offices will be closed, but our email, website, always open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So you can get in touch with us at any time. And keep in mind as well, if you require a service, we always provide for holiday weekends the type of service on our website where you come in, emergency type of services like electrician, a plumber, a heating contractor. Those will be posted there for you in the greater Vancouver area, and certainly will help you with any of those emergencies that may crop up. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish everybody a very happy Family Day here in British Columbia. Mike?
Okay, thanks, Shell. And as Shell mentioned, on our website, if we need something on Monday, the day that we're closed, everything is there. Names, numbers, emails, all that kind of stuff. So you can be helped that day if we're not open to help you. And we'll take another break on that note. And when we come back, we have a question from a customer who has an electric furnace, and they have questions about venting. So please stay with us.
And now Ask Shell, brought to you by West Coast Molding and Millwork, a proud member of Shell Buzzy's House Smart Home Services.
Folks, when people ask me who they should contact about a home finishing project, I always recommend West Coast Molding and Millwork. In the West Coast showroom, you'll see more home finishing options than you ever thought possible. West Coast has a huge inventory of moldings, but they also have stair components, including handrails, wood or metal spindles, and all the rail fittings to go with it. And with their own millwork shop, West Coast can match any molding or even build you a freestanding spiral staircase. If you're planning a reno or a new home project, make sure to have West Coast Molding on your team. The West Coast staff have years of experience and super product knowledge. Call West Coast Molding and Millwork at 604-513-1138 or visit westcoastmolding.com. It's just that easy, folks.
And welcome back to the show. Thanks for being with us again today. And we'll jump right back into the questions we've received through our website from our House Smart Club members. So next question. My house is all electric. I have a wood-burning fireplace. Can I block off my previous air intake for the furnace? I was wondering if by doing this, it would cause a downdraft effect in the home. It doesn't make sense to me to be heating the cold winter air when there's no threat of carbon monoxide from an electric furnace. So what do you think about that, Shel?
Well, actually, it's a very good question, Mike, because there's very little information in the form of education for the consumer out there in order to justify the reduction or the removal or the just disconnecting the combustible air ducting or the makeup air ducting. And there's two ducts on the older furnaces that are quite common, one being the makeup air duct, and makeup air would normally come from outside and tie into the return air to the furnace. And that is to replace any air that's being lost through air leakage in the home, opening windows, opening doors. That is where the makeup air comes in. The other one is combustible air, and that's a duct that comes in from outside on the older furnaces and returns and normally is coming down from the ceiling area and terminates about 18 inches off the floor right next to the furnace cabinet. Now, when they install a high-efficiency furnace, they would, in a lot of cases, remove those. Putting in an electric furnace, they would definitely remove them or disconnect them, but they should explain as to why that is taking place. Now, having said that, as far as combustible air, one of the ducts, yes, it's not required. The other one being the makeup air, which is the terminal type of venting that would go into your return air of your furnace, there's really no reason, being electric or not, that would have to be removed. The reason for it, because you'll still have air leaking from your home that would require replacing. Now, does fresh air cause any grief with the likes of the electric furnace? No. If you had anything in the form of problem with condensation, then that is something that could be adjusted by your heating contractor. But as far as the makeup air, it's a good thing to leave in place. And the reason for even on the new electric furnace, leave in place because all that air that's lost through door openings, window openings, air leakage is replaced. Now, having said that, heating cool air, the colder the air, the drier the air, the easier it is to heat. So therefore, that air that's coming in from outside as makeup air is actually easier, and also it will control moisture levels in the home, obviously, because air coming in that's lacking moisture is obviously going to be reducing the relative humidity inside the home. Okay, so that's something that I would suggest that if it has not been replaced or reconnected, that I would look into having it reconnected. So I guess the question being, should it be? Will it affect that of the fireplace? The fireplace itself, if you've got, say, an electric log or a heating element device that's into the fireplace giving you that ambience or that appearance of fire, and you didn't do anything with the opening through to the roof line through the chimney, then you should put in a draft stopper. And a draft stopper, that information you can get very simply by going to the website, which you are a member, and clicking on the question and answers and putting in their draft stopper or drafting through the chimney. And there is an actual video there that you can watch as well. So you can stop that heat loss coming in the form of air from outside down a chimney, or when the furnace is on, allowing air to escape up the chimney. So draft stopper in the chimney area. So I hope that helps out. And again, great question, Mike.
Okay, thanks, Shell. And on to our next question. In our entrance, we have 5 4-foot wide hardwood steps. They think they're alder. They're very slippery. What can they do about that?
Well, it's steps being manufactured of wood with a very high gloss finish can be not only dangerous, but certainly slippery. Now, there's been a lot of devices today made available for this type of application or this type of concern. And some of them look okay, others just don't look all that nice. One thing I highly recommend as a heads up and a safety factor, make it a rule around the household that everyone wears slippers. And slippers today with the silicone or the rubber, neoprene rubber heels and soles is far safer than anything. So that's one heads up. Stocking feet is dangerous. Nylon stockings are even more dangerous. So just take that as a heads up of safety. Now, what can you do about it? I don't like those self-adhesive strips. They look ugly. They take away from the appearance of wood. But by cleaning the actual steps using, for example, the cleaning formula, you can even use my own Shell Busey home cleaning formula. I have it right here, and you'll see it in stores. There it is right there. It's Shell Busey's home cleaning formula. What that does, it neutralizes the surface of the existing steps. And once you've neutralized them and allowed them to be rinsed and dry, then you can take a urethane and you can buy crushed walnut shells, for an example, or silica sand, and mix it in the actual urethane finish. And by using the urethane and silica or walnut chips, and incidentally, I do prefer the walnut chips because it's not as heavy as sand particulate. That way, it doesn't settle to the bottom of the urethane, but the walnut shells stay suspended in the product much longer. And for goodness sakes, don't take your whole liter can of urethane and put all the walnut shells in it, because now you've really spoiled a whole can of urethane finish that, hey, you just paid good money for. So I would suggest very strongly to pour it out into, say, a margarine tub and mix the amount that you think is going to be adequate, and put in the crushed walnut shells, mix it up, and apply a new finish on the steps, now giving you a finish that is non-slip. But you still can't see it because it's in the actual finish, and it's clear, and it will be glossy but not slippery. So that gives you an idea that of items that can be done and very simple for you to do. It's just that easy, as I say. Mike?
Okay. We have many, many more questions to get to, so we'd like to thank again everyone for watching and being with us today. Also, you can watch the show after the fact if you go to our website. If you can't watch the entire show, you can pause it, fast forward, rewind, send it to your friends. It's really easy. So it's all on askshell.com. You can also see it on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/shellbuzzy. So on that note, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we have a question from a homeowner that has a outlet that's sparking when they use it every time. So we'd like to figure out what's going on there. So thanks again for being with us, and we'll be right back.
And now Ask Shell, brought to you by 21st Century Roofers, a proud member of Shell Buzzy's House Smart Home Services.
Folks, there are a lot of different roofing options these days, and I'm always being asked what type of roof is the best. If you're considering asphalt shingles, fiberglass laminate shingles, metal roofing, or SBS torch-on roofing, you should talk to Andrew at 21st Century Roofers. They've been in business since 1978, and for good reason. With top-notch products, craftsmanship, and service, 21st Century Roofers work hard every day to earn and maintain their reputation. 21st Century Roofers are a Master Elite Certified GAF installer, and they're a local company with thousands of satisfied customers. Call 21st Century Roofers at 604-581-1666. That's 604-581-1666. It's just that easy.
And welcome back to the show. Thanks again for being with us today. We'll get right into the questions. We have a question from one of our House Smart Club members, and it starts with, when I plug in my vehicle, I always notice a spark when I unplug it. Is this normal, or is this something wrong with the outlet? I've tried using different cords, but it always sparks. So what can be going on with that outlet there, Shell?
Well, it's not an uncommon thing, and especially when you get into an outdoor receptacle or possibly inside the garage duplex receptacle. All of those are susceptible to dryness, moisture in the event of high humidity times of the year, rainy times of the year, snowy times of the year. But I think the continuity is more than anything else. That one of the reasons why a three-prong plug is to always make certain that the ground is obviously the ground, and that's the third hole. Also, even on a two-prong plug, you'll notice on a two-prong plug, one will be a little wider than the other prong. That way, when you look at your duplex receptacle, there's one side of the duplex receptacle of the plug that is a little wider in order to receive and also continue that continuity of the wiring that's in that particular home. Then you'll also get into some of the older homes with older duplex receptacles. The new decor, which is the flat models, I don't think you'll find that you have that problem unless that duplex receptacle has been added by someone that really wasn't an electrician. Incidentally, there's nothing wrong with that because really when it comes to black to black, red to red, white to white, all that, and also don't overlook for Christmas or even for a gift for the handy person around the home, the electricity or electrical made easy. It's a booklet that is available through your local building supply stores, and it is a great book because it covers everything from duplex receptacles to GFIs, ground fault interrupters, all of these things, as well as three-way, four-way switching. So all of that being said, it's a matter that the duplex receptacle, I would very simply replace it, not just the plug that you're using or the extension cord, but the duplex receptacle itself. It could be that the contacts are getting a little worn, that sort of thing. It could be a little dry, so therefore you are getting that electric energy that is following the plug as you're pulling it out. But keep in mind, any of the duplex receptacles outside the home as well as in a garage are normally controlled and protected by a GFI. Okay, and that's a ground fault interceptor or interrupter, some people call them. So it's not something that I would be alarmed about, but for safety's sake, replacing it, shutting off the power at your breaker box, and from that point, having it replaced. And go to the decor model. That way you'll need a new plate and a new duplex receptacle. And also identify, if you're having an electrician in, identify which GFI in the home. It'll be in a bathroom. It could be in a garage. Make sure you're aware which GFI is being the one that protects the duplex receptacle that you're having the problem with. Okay, great question. Thanks for it, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Shell. And on to the next one. This is a bit of a lengthier question, but I think it's important for you to have all the details. We had floor installed over a cement area in the basement without a moisture barrier. It is clicking when you walk on it. The company who installed it came to look at it. They did not know why this was happening because they felt that it was installed right. They came back a second time, removed a few planks of the hardwood flooring, and found a white powder between the plank and cement. The company said it's a drainage problem. The floor has always been dry, no water or moisture on it before the floor was laid. The installers found no problems when they moved the furniture and laid the floor. So they'd like your help on this one.
Well, this is a very good question, and it's one that invariably it's difficult to repair. The reason for it, because obviously the floor is already down, and by the sound of it, it's down without any protection between the flooring and the concrete floor. So having said that, you can appreciate the floor is going to have to come up because you can't get anything underneath the floor unless it does come up. When I hear white powdery substance, that's alkaline. The alkaline obviously is a material and a problem that is solved only by sealing the concrete with a penetrating water sealer, or by putting over top the concrete before putting the floor down a vapor barrier, which could be plastic, it could be foil, it could be felt, it could be any number of things depending on the product and what's being advised by the manufacturer. But you will always find the manufacturer really is the best source of information. Unfortunately, you don't get the best information at some of the stores because it takes a while to train staff. But by going to the manufacturer or going to a store that specializes in laminate flooring or in hardwood flooring of any kind, then they will have the wherewithal and the information and instructions from the manufacturer. So when in doubt, don't pout. Let Shell help you out, and I'm helping you out by saying always check first before. And if they say no sealant or no vapor barrier over top of concrete, I would question it because I'm not aware of a flooring that can go on top of concrete without a vapor barrier, okay? Because water during different periods of the year will come up underneath the concrete. Concrete is very porous, so that moisture will actually be wicked up through the concrete like a blotter. And when it comes up to the underside of flooring, then that moisture, as it condenses and dries and cures, it's going to leave its trail behind, and that's the alkaline, and that's the efflorescence, and that's the powder. And when you got that, you got problems. In fact, when you got that problem, you could have white dust forming in around your home. It could, because obviously when you're walking over top of a floor, it's like a billows. It's moving because you can feel it underfoot moving. Well, when it's moving, it's pushing air, and that air will be coming out around the edges and pushing that white powder into the home, and that's causing the dusting, for example, if you're having a problem with dust, especially if you've got a dark hardwood floor, it really shows up. So going back, answer the question, that floor is going to have to come up. The floor is going to have to be sealed, first of all, vacuumed, prepared for the sealer. The sealer I like is Aqua Seal. It's a product that's available from the Cloverdale Paint people. There's Zypex is another product that's out in the marketplace. It's a product that really will penetrate into the concrete, and it will crystallize the cement and the alkaline into the concrete, and that will be the problem solver. And then I still would put down over top a poly vapor barrier and then your flooring. Having said all that, before any floor company places concrete, before any company places flooring on top of concrete, that concrete has got to be lasered to make sure it's level. And if it's not level, then sealing it, polying it won't make any difference unless that floor is flat, and you may have to grind it. So heads up, folks. If you're going on top of concrete, make sure that that laser leveling has been looked into to assure you that you have a flat, level floor that you're going on top of. It's just that easy, Mike.
Okay, just a reminder for the viewers today is that we are on different websites, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. If you're on social media, follow us there, be our friend. We'll connect that way. Just search for Shell Busey on all of those sites. And also, just as a heads up, we're going to have a contest on our Facebook and Twitter page for some home show tickets coming up. So please visit those pages, and we'll have that information for you. So please stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
And now Ask Shell, brought to you by Serpentine Cedar Roofing, a proud member of Shell Busey's House Smart Home Services.
Tony Weens from Serpentine Cedar Roofing is often asked why Serpentine is so unique in the roofing business. Tony tells people that for over 30 years, their family has operated their own cedar shake mill and produced only the highest quality cedar roofing shakes. And folks, Serpentine don't cut down any trees to produce their roofing shakes. You heard right. They use only recovered, old-growth western red cedar salvaged from windfalls on the BC coast. A Serpentine cedar roof is the real deal. Their experienced crew can expertly install your new roof, replace or repair your existing roof, or help you with any of your roofing needs. To arrange a free estimate, visit Serpentine Cedar Roofing online at cedaristherealdeal.com. That's cedaristherealdeal.com.
And welcome back, folks. And I've got something really good for you, and that is home show tickets. See this right here? I've got a pair of tickets, which we are going to give away 5 pairs to you, the viewing audience today on AskShell.com webcast. Now, first of all, the BC Home and Garden Show, February the 20th to the 24th in BC Place. And this is the big shoe, okay? The one that fills the dome. And if you haven't been in the dome, now's your chance. But anyway, 5 pair of tickets. And the way that you can pick these tickets up is to phone our office at 604-542-2236 anytime. Anytime during this broadcast, anytime during the visual, if you decide to watch this broadcast later in the day or later in the week after today at 9 a.m. when this show is new on the website. Okay? It's just that easy. If you are outside of the Greater Vancouver and you'd like to phone toll-free, the telephone number is 1-800-266-8806. That's 1-800-266-8806. Now you can phone. Now you can get the tickets. 5 pair of tickets. And please, if you call and we're not at the office for reasons that the holiday Monday being BC, and that is the family new holiday on Monday, so you can call today, Sunday, the holiday Monday, and any time thereafter until all 5 sets of tickets have been given away. But you must leave a message in the event that you phone and the office being closed. And as you know, we will be closed on Family Day Monday. Okay? And that is tomorrow. Alrighty? So also the provincial holiday here, the Family Day, is not necessarily the same time as other provinces. So we happen to had a month or have a month without holiday, and I guess they decided, the provincial fathers, that we should have a holiday in February. So there you have it. Okay, so again, Gong Hei Fai Choi, and Happy New Year to our Chinese viewers today and our members of our House Smart Club. That's the Shell Busey House Smart Club. So let's go back to Michael. He's got the questions. I got the answers here on the AskShell.com show. Mike?
Okay, thanks, Shell. And we have another question here from one of our House Smart Club members. I have a high-efficiency furnace, and I'm wondering how long it should take to recover from our nighttime temperature of 17 degrees to our daytime temperature of 21 degrees. It seems too long to me. It takes about 2 to 3 hours. So what do you think about that one, Shell?
Well, it's certainly a long time when you consider the fact of 4 degrees and taking over 2 hours, because To me, I sense that this may be an inquiry from one of our members that relates to a furnace when actually it's a boiler. And being a boiler, it would indicate that the slowness in achieving that temperature upgrade is very slow, which it would be very slow, especially with radiant heat or convection heat. Now let me explain that first of all. Types of heat. Using the term furnace is normally relating to a forced air hot furnace. Forced air hot furnace. Hot meaning the burner is either gas, oil, it could be propane, which is a gas. It could be an electric furnace, which is a coil. But that is related to as a forced air furnace. A furnace that is taking 4 degrees into consideration from a setting on a thermostat from morning till nighttime setting is long for a forced air furnace, and that's why I sense it may be a boiler system, a boiler being called a furnace. So let me explain radiant heat and convection. First of all, radiant heat normally would be in the floor. Yes, there are systems in walls and also in ceilings, but we're dealing with hot water in the floor, radiant heating from a boiler. That particular system, as well as the radiant versus the convection being baseboard type, which has hot water pipes going into it, and that is considered a convection type where it draws the heat through convection in through the system. The air is heated, and it now has the convection movements within the room or within the home. One being baseboard type, the other one being in-floor type. Now, a boiler servicing the heating of the hot water of that particular type of system, radiant and convection, should be handled in this manner. Let me give you rule number 1. If you have radiant heat or convection heat, set your temperature at what you now consider comfortable. If it happens to be 19, 20, 21 degrees, or if it's a convection type that you have the baseboard hot water and you've got different zones, as well as you have different zones within the radiant heat in the floor, in floor heat, then you'll have to set each zone to the comfort level that you are happy with. Once you've achieved that, then leave it alone. Leave it. Leave it for the entire heating system. Don't be switching it up, switching it down, meaning turning it up or turning it down. You do not set radiant heat or convection heat back at night. What you do, you either open a ventilation system, possibly a window, to give you that temperature change or coolness. But if you're going to shut the system down by 4 degrees, then that hole in the radiant heating scenario, your slab is going to cool down. In the scenario of your convection type of baseboard heating, then the entire area is going to go down, relying totally on convection currents to bring that temperature back. So to heat a slab up in radiant heat, to get that temperature back to your comfort level, it could take 2 hours plus. Now, with the forced air system, gas, oil, or propane, or even electric, that forced air system is a fire burning in an actual controlled box, and that fire is heating air, which is very quick, and the temperature coming out of your register in the floor, if you've got good movement of air within that home, good air movement, meaning good forced air going out into the system of the home and being brought back through the return air system, then certainly I would be looking at having a professional come in and look at that in order to determine just exactly where that problem happens to lie. Because it could be just a poor distribution system, meaning your duct system. or it could be a situation where the home is built with a lot of windows on the north side, and therefore that temperature is being brought back into the residence, back into the living cavity, and now it's being circulated through the return air, and that causes a lot of time and effort and stress on the system to get it back up again. But in answer to your question, 2 hours is a long time, and I wouldn't certainly put up with that. But I give you both scenarios, be it radiant or convection on the hot water side, and certainly on the hot air or the forced air system. I gave you all the different fuels. So I hope that helps out, and thanks. It's a great question. Mike?
Okay, thanks, Shaw. It's an important question. Lots of people have that, so it's good that someone was able to ask that of you and you could answer it for them. And on that note, we've got one more break to take, so we'll take a quick 1-minute break, and we'll be right back with another question from one of our House Smart Club members. So please stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Folks, what is HouseSmart? Well, it's 10 years of experience putting a program together that has really worked for you, the homeowner. It's free for your use. We charge the trade, and there's no upcharge whatsoever to you, the homeowner. Also, they're certified. We certify them. We make sure, good, better, best, they are the best because they're right there with me on their shoulder. My brand, folks, you can be assured that you're going to get the job done right. Hi, Shell Busey here for my Shell Buzzy's Home Improvements. Right now is a perfect time to talk with our full-service home renovation department. They're the experts with kitchen and bathroom designs and renovations, additions, basement suites, and all exterior repairs. Projects big or small, folks, we do them all. Folks, my name, Shell Busey, assures you the job is being done right. Call us at 604-542-2236 or online, askshell.com.
Yeah, welcome back to the show, folks. This is our last segment today, so thanks for being with us again today. We hope you're enjoying the program. And we have more questions, but before we do that, I want to give Shell a chance to mention our contest again for the Vancouver Home Show, which is February 20th to 24th at BC Place in Vancouver. So we'll go to Shell quick, and then we'll come back with another question.
Yes, it gives me a great pleasure in offering free tickets, folks, to the home show. And, they're $15 a ticket. So that's $30 a pair. And we're offering 5 pair of tickets to those who phone in and leave a message after listening or watching this show today at 9 a.m. So anytime after the show has completed, if you send your request in for a pair of tickets to our office in Surrey, the telephone number 604-542-2236, or long distance toll free. You could be coming in from the outer areas of the Fraser Valley, up north, interior, possibly on the Vancouver Island. Hey, if you're coming into town during the dates of February the 20th to the 24th, there's a pair of tickets for you, and I know you'll enjoy the show. That is the Spring Home and Garden Show, which is the big shoe in BC Place. Maybe you've never been in BC Place before since they put the new roof overhead. So there's your opportunity, folks. BC Spring Home and Garden Show, BC Place, February 20th, 24th. 5 pair of free tickets. All you got to do is phone and leave your name and number, and we will get back to you and get those tickets arranged for pickup or at the pickup window at BC Place. Mike?
Hey, thanks, Shell. Another question here from one of our HouseSmart Club members. I live in Calgary and have a problem with the garage door freezing when it gets down below 10 degrees, minus 10 Celsius. I sprinkle the ice melter, which helps a bit, but I'd like to find a better solution. Do you have any ideas for them at all?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Garage doors freezing, walk-in door freezing, knob lock sets, all these things freezing, because in our climatic Western Canada or here in British Columbia in the interior, it gets cold. And it gets cold even on the lower mainland in Greater Vancouver at sea level. But it doesn't get that cold that a garage door will normally freeze. But there are many areas that will. And what causes it? Very simply, water freezes. And when water freezes, it may be water that's come off the undercarriage of a vehicle that is that slush that you bring in from the snowy, slushy, wet roads. And as soon as you bring your vehicle and you park it in the garage, and the door comes down, and the hot exhaust system and the engine, the interior of that garage starts to warm up. And when it starts to warm up, the snow and the ice starts to melt. And when that snow and ice starts to melt, it may be running towards the garage door. And if it's running towards the garage door overnight, during the day, if it's sitting in there in that dry, cold environment outside and that moisture inside, you meet dew point, it freezes. And when that freezes, be it frost on the door or ice under the door, then you have to say, what do I do to control it? Well, folks, one of the things that you have to do if you're living in a climate that you're going to have ice freeze in the garage door, then buy a squeegee, buy a garage door or a garage floor or a basement floor or a patio squeegee. They're available at your local hardware and building supply store. But squeegee all that slushy moisture outside. Some folks, what they will do, they will put salt there, as you've indicated, but that's not a good thing. That's hard on the concrete, first of all. And then if you have the ice and water squeegeed away, or the snow and the slush squeegeed away outside, then if you have a backup ventilation system called a garage vent, they're called a garage whiz vent. And they are available through our office, and our office making them available right across Western Canada. So Garage Whiz, by golly, I'm having trouble with that upper lip there today, but Whiz, W-H-I-Z-Z, and they are specially designed. They run on a 110 volt, and they're very easy to install, and we can mail them anywhere. You can mail them anywhere, but Western Canada is really a piece of cake. Or we can send them out through the likes of Windsor Plywood stores or through the likes of Cloverdale Paint stores and get them conveniently so you can pick them up. So there you have it. But if you got the snow melting or the water there and you're freezing temperatures, you got to get rid of the water or you're going to have the problem. Now, I might just go on for a moment here. You can get rid of the water by very simply finding the low spot, finding the puddle area in the garage, and by cutting a portion of the floor out using a concrete diamond dust blade on a machine that you can rent, cutting the floor away that now you can put sand in and compact it and put in paving stones to the exact dimension of an area of about 3 foot square in the garage floor. That allows water to run there and run away or seep away into the ground under the concrete slab, which will go away and you won't have any concern. You can have a sand pit or a gravel pit in underneath. But I'll tell you, it works. It gets that opportunity to get the snow melt away, water from rain or from just a mild day and then freeze up at night. It eliminates that ice and that freezing taking place that caused what you have. So that's just a little tip from the, I guess you might say, the handy guy. I call myself the house smart guy. So there's lots of ways that you can do it in a simple manner. Okay, so give that a try, and I'm sure that you'll have everything go the way you want it to go. Mike?
Okay, I think we're going to play a video now. There's a new product. I might flip it back to Shell really quick that he's discovered called Lifestyle Screen. It's a garage door screen. The video is about 1.5 minutes long, And we'd like to play it for you so you can see it, because many of you may not have seen it. You might have heard of something similar, but it's a product that Shell is going to bring into Canada. It's been in the U.S. for quite a while, and the video will do a lot better job explaining it than we can. So I guess if Shell has any comments about that product, I'd like him to make them, and then we'll play the video for you shortly after. So.
Well, I was certainly, thank you, Mike, taken back by when I found this product at a show recently down in southern United States. And the product is called Lifestyle Garage Screen Doors. Now, what this does, it converts your garage door entry. So if you've got a 16-foot door, 9-foot door, an 8-foot door, or whatever width the door, or whatever height of door, then you can convert not by removing your garage door, because your garage door remains as is. But the Lifestyle Garage Screen Door mounts inside your garage door when in the up position. It doesn't interfere with any of your switching, for example, your automatic transmitters to put your door down, because it's already got blockers on it that will stop that happening. But the nice thing about the screen door, you can pull it down, and the full opening of your garage door becomes now a screen with a walk in and out roll screen in the middle. You'll see the picture if you stay on our website. We're going to play it for you right now. What we would like to hear from you is feedback. We're going to be making these available to the industry through my Shell Busey HouseSmart product line. So just as you will see it, relate to it, remark on it, and I'm sure that you'll be quite happy with what we're going to have for you this summer and for future items that we will be adding into that area. Mike?
Okay, thanks for being with us this week. Keep in mind, we'll have a new show next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right on our website. And let your friends, family, everyone know that we're on the internet telling you how to help get those jobs done around the home. So thanks for being with us, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye for now.
Hey folks, it's just that easy. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you do it yourself. He can turn your little shack into a first-class castle. Save you time and money and a great big hassle. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you sand it down, you paint it brown, you measure twice, you cut it once. It's just that easy.
Introducing the patented Lifestyle Garage Screen Door System, the most versatile garage screen on the planet. Make your garage a cool, sunlit, airy space. Need a man cave? You got it. Pesky, pest out, breeze in. Lifestyle screens are affordable, easy to use, and fit most garages.
Hey folks, it's just that easy. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you do it yourself. He can turn your little shack into a first-class castle. Save you time and money and a great big hassle. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you sand it down, you paint it brown, you measure twice, you cut it once. It's just that easy.